Good morning. My name is Matthew Bucket, and I'm a research fellow from the Cambodian Institute for Strategic Studies. For our interview today, I'm joined by Oknha Sear Rithy, CEO of WorldBridge International. The topic of the interview today will be the World Economic Forum on ASEAN 2017, which will be hosted here in Phnom Penh. Thank you, Oknha, for taking the time out of your busy schedule for this interview. I wanted to start off by asking you, what do you believe is the significance of Cambodia hosting this year's forum?
I can see this is very important to Cambodia. You can see that this year in 2017, the World Economic Forum will be held in Cambodia. It's exactly the same like 50 years of the ASEAN celebrating for the 50 year for all the ASEAN unity and the growth in the ASEAN. We can say that Cambodia is one of the economic rising growth country in the ASEAN. So I can say when the event of the World Economic Forum will be held in Cambodia, so there will be about hundreds of political people, businessmen who join for this event. They can see how Cambodia growing, and they can see the opportunity here. So to Cambodia government, to Cambodian people, we are very proud and we are very happy that all those leaders are here, because it's not just a dream. It is whatever has been happened here the government has been working for a few years. On the private sector part, we have been working with the World Economic Forum too. So they are here, all those leaders, when they come, they can see how Cambodia can be economy can be grow for the last 10 years with 7% GDP growth. How? So they can think about the government policy, the government politics stabilization, the young country people that they can support on this World Economic Forum. Because by hearing is different by seeing. So now around the world they can hear about a good opportunity in Cambodia, but they never put their leg into the Cambodian. So the feeling is different. As a businessman, you need to have a feeling, not just only by hearing. So to my idea, this is very good opportunity for Cambodia people and the government, that after the World Economic Forum, I hope that there will be a lot of more investors coming to Cambodia.
You already touched briefly on the growth and youth in Cambodia, but what do you believe is the significance of the themes chosen for this forum, which is youth, technology, and growth?
Yeah, to me it's very important. I think this theme is very good for Cambodia. You can understand that in the ASEAN country, more than 630 million people, half of it is under age 30 years old. Like Cambodia, we have more than 50% are all the age under 30s. But it's good to grow the economy. So what we have to do now is, in order to improve the youth to be more effectiveness, is the stakeholder need to, and the private sector need to improve on vocational training, need to improve on the what we call the capacity of technology, in order for them to improve their skill, their know-how, in order to catch the industry. Now you may be aware that now we come to the industry 4.0. This industry 4.0 will bring a lot of value added and value change to all the industry, which the youth need to catch up on this industry 4.0. If they could not catch up, they cannot come along with the new technology. So in order to do this, in the government side and the private sector side, we need both parties need to be think about how to invest, how to educate the youth to get into the technology, to get into the know-how in order to improve the productiveness. If we can bring in the education, so the productive will follow. This is, to me, I feel that this theme is very good for the World Economic Forum in Cambodia.
Based on your expertise with special economic zones, how do you believe that the World Economic Forum on ASEAN can present opportunities for Cambodia to further diversify its industries?
Yeah, since the forum theme is focused on youth, technology and growth, I believe that the program and the discussion will provide valuable, refreshing insight into the fourth industrial revolution, where the digital technology and the use are the key. This is very important, and how to capitalize on the trend. Because the Industry 4.0 is very important. The forum will be further showcase the need for the Cambodia to diversify. The industry is now, we could be part of manufacturing like minivan, some of the minivan automotive, assembly line like Hyundai, Yamaha motorcycle, more non-government manufacturing to come also. So our Curry World Bridge also have just been signed the MOU with the Inside Bavaria earlier this month, in order for us to bring more technology to the industry. In order to bring this Industry 4.0, we need to have a person or a private sector who understood the concept very well. If like that, as we are the local company, we need to be partner with them in order to move ahead on this theme for us can move with all the youth in Cambodia. This is very important for us. But all of this can only be done as a SEZ developer. We only rely and trust on the government policy, and we trust on the government politics stabilization. This is very important. Because in order to invest our industry, we need to come up with a lot of capital, right? So by invest on the capital, we need to long-term investment. So long-term investment for any foreign investor or local investor, we need to look into the government policy and the government politics stabilization. Then we can invest on that part.
Since 1999, the World Economic Forum has tried to shift to a more inclusive approach that focuses on inviting a more diverse group of stakeholders, and the World Economic founder Klaus Schwab termed to have everybody in the boat. How can this approach benefit both ASEAN and the World Economic Forum?
Yeah, it's for sure. It's very benefit for both. I can say that in the context of globalization and a fast-changing world, such an exclusive approach is the right way to create a mutual benefit for everyone. You see, like ASEAN is raising in terms of the economic growth and strategy, political democracy, the region business and the social dynamic are the key to the US and the EU in their business expansion. This is for ASEAN. That's why ASEAN has been created. For the last few years, ASEAN are working very aggressively, especially like the AEC. This is one of the key that the ASEAN is part of it. And at the same time, with wave effort to get everyone on the board, ASEAN witness vibrant connection with every part of the world. This open for more investment and exchange of the knowledge and the insight to help the ASEAN move to the next level. Because you see, ASEAN can create a lot of good policy, but without the network from wave to bring in all those world leaders to come to invest in ASEAN, ASEAN cannot move also. But when both are working together, it brings both benefit. This is very important. I think all the time, WEF is building a bigger forum for everywhere that WEF move everywhere. So like WEF come to ASEAN every year to bring a lot of benefit to the ASEAN country. And WEF go to China in every year, also bring a lot of benefit to China. And also WEF go to the headquarters in Davos, also bring a lot of leader, the country leader, to come up with a good policy, a good what we call a direction, focus, then to create all the private sector that can follow and move on.
Given the context of global major challenges such as sluggish global demand, climate change, increasing protectionism, the European debt crisis, and slow growth in emerging markets, what role do you foresee the World Economic Forum on ASEAN having in addressing these challenges?
Yeah, of course. To me, it's one of the very important role of the World Economic Forum on the ASEAN in 2017 that held in Cambodia, is to bring a leader from the globe, across the globe, to share their challenge their best practice and together suggest the practical model where everyone can contribute to addressing the global challenge to everyone. Because you see, when the World Economic Forum bring all those leaders, they can share all their challenges and their direction, their policy to everyone. It's like a think tank to all the leader plus the business leader also. When they are sitting together, they can share what is their challenge, what is their focus, what is their direction to move on. So by doing that, everyone can be part of it, and then we discuss and become a policy that everyone can follow, you see. Because to the ASEAN, when WEF bring in all those leaders, to my idea, it can be, because ASEAN itself, we have those countries can share among the ASEAN. But how about the other leader coming from the globe, across the world? They can share. Because sharing the experience, sharing the best practice, sharing the best policy is very important to every country, especially to the ASEAN and to the Cambodian country.
Based on history and experience, how do you see the role of Cambodia in working with other countries within the framework of the World Economic Forum to address challenges?
Yeah, you can see that Cambodia is very receptive and active participating in the global platform, right? Cambodia government is pro-business government and pro-investment government. So because and open to the constructive feedback also. You can see that Cambodia, if we're talking about political, we are very stable. If you're talking about the worker, the staff, we are very open. It means that we have a very big capacity of the staff, of the youth in Cambodia that can move very aggressive. This is very important. And within the framework of the WEF also, now the WEF is happening in Cambodia, right? The role to Cambodia is to showcase to the ASEAN country, that the community, that Cambodia will be part of the game changer. Because Cambodia can lead a lot of things and can address to the raising of the global challenge, that Cambodia can be what we call a cheerleader by taking the lead in making the change happen on our own. Because like my government, everywhere any participating event, he always joins. He go to WEF in Davos. He go to everywhere that WEF have been happen for the last few years. At the same time, he also part of the ASEAN activity. He part of the globe, like ASEAN, what we call the ASEAN ASEM, the ASEAN Europe, ASEAN US. He always participate. So he himself, the government, especially the Prime Minister, he just want to bring in what his direction, what his intention to do. So his participation for the ASEAN World Economic Forum in 2007 that happened in Cambodia is play a very important role. To him, he just want to show to all the leaders, to show to all the business top management people, CEO, chairman, that who come to Cambodia, that we, Cambodia government, are welcome them to invest in Cambodia.
What do you believe could be the outcomes of this year's forum?
Yeah, to me, I'm very happy. Frankly speaking, I'm very, very happy that this WEF is happening in Cambodia. You can see that even the outcome of the WEF in 2016 is still be relevant, but the 2017 WEF that happened in Cambodia, I can say that they bring in three topics that is very important to Cambodia. One, if you're talking about what we call the Industry 4.0. Second, we can say that we need to think about education. That is very important for Cambodia. The third one is a policy maker. So if we focus on Industry 4.0, we're talking about education, a policy maker. These three elements can bring into Cambodia that, oh, as a businessman like me, what I'm supposed to think of. How I move on Industry 4.0, how I can educate my people, how I can come up with a good policy. You see, this is very important. Just one of my policy or one of my companies here that I think about that. On the government side, the government will think about that too, because the government have to think, oh, what I need to follow, what I need to do, what kind of education I need to adopt, what kind of policy that I need to bring in order to catch up how to grow the economy in Cambodia for the last 5 or 10 years more. This is very important. So WEF is like a brainstorming organization that coming here happen in Cambodia, all the political leadership, all the businessmen, they come and brainstorming, benchmarking all the policy, what is the lack of, what is the policy, what is we should move on. So to me, I'm very proud that this WEF happened in Cambodia.
Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Yes, of course. To me, I can say that on the last of my statement, I have to thank to my government. It means that to thank to all the government effort that have been adopt a very good policy. Of course, even we have a lot of hiccup on the implementation on the policy, but this can be happen everywhere in the world. But on the government policy that, to me as an investor, I been invest in the region. I invest in Myanmar, I been in Laos, I have been invest in the ASEAN country. I can assure you that Cambodian policy are the best, But like what I share with you, that even it is a little bit hiccup on the implementation, but the government is still a pro-business government, that we still can knock the door of the government ministry to open discussion, which I cannot do this in other country. That's one part. The second part, I would suggest that all the private sector should be ready, come into the community, like AEC and the whole world corporate governance policy. Because if you are the local investor that you are invest in Cambodia, if you could not catch the whole world trend, you will be far behind. You cannot develop your business. Let's say now they are talking about Industry 4.0, but if you don't know what is the Industry 4.0, how you move your business? Exactly, it's happened in the world. You see like camera. Because of the technology are moving so fast, Kodak camera, they never notice about that. By end of the day, they cannot catch up the trend. So they're bankruptcy. So exactly the same. If you are a business investor, you should see how the world moving, what is the trend, what is the technology, what is the policy. Then we Cambodian, as a local investor, you can move on, follow the region and follow the globe. Because if you are a local investor, you just do whatever like a family business, you can't expand your business. My last message, I just want Cambodian business company can move to the region, can move to the world. Then he can catch up all the business. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, those are all the questions that I have. I'd like to thank you again for your insightful perspective and for taking the time today. And thank you for tuning in to this interview with the Cambodian Institute for Strategic Studies.